Kana Hobnobby relatives, Membi Watahushka Opi Miha. Welcome to the channel. As you can see on the screen, the name of the channel is Opi Miha Saponi-Catawba Nation. When you do come to the channel, please subscribe and like the videos. And as always, relatives, much appreciation. All right, let's get into the video. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I decided that we are going to look at some families that ended up in Illinois. So as you can see on the screen, it says Free and American, a study of 11 families of color. And the counties that they ended up in were Union, Johnson, White, Jackson, Alexander, Saline, Gallatin, Williamson, Franklin, Pope, and Bond counties of Illinois. Okay. It shows you here on the screen who compiled the information. Some of the notes where you can actually contact this gentleman, and I will have this link in the description of the video. He has an email and a phone number where you can get a hold of him. All right. So first thing, let's get into the introduction of this, and then we'll get into it. So it says here on the screen that a segment of the population often overlooked in antebellum U.S. histories is that of free African Americans. Dodge the hijack here. American Indians. The stories of Negro slaves have frequently been recounted, but not those of free American Indians. Although they averaged about 10% of the black population in the United States, again, Dasha hijack, beginning with the 1790 census, almost 1/7 of all African Americans, Dasha hijack again, in the United States were already free before the 13th Amendment was ratified in 1865. Okay, I'm going to highlight this so y'all can see exactly what it's saying. Okay, so not my words. As early as the 1700s, a segment of this free population lived in southern Illinois. Okay, that makes sense since they're going north, and that's where they would end up. Arthur and Patience Allen from Johnston County, North Carolina. Joseph Allen from North Carolina. Beverly Brown from Northampton County, North Carolina. Johnson Allen from Buncombe County, North Carolina. Zachariah and Lady Taborn from Wake County, North Carolina. Thomas and Dicey Chavis from Gibson County, Tennessee. Thomas and Betsy Bass from Tennessee. Nancy Bryant from Walker County, Georgia. And Joseph and Elizabeth Ivy from South Carolina were such people who thought of who though of African descent, that's a hijack again, never lived as slaves. Okay, so they can't prove this here, but you know, it is what it is. Cain and Elizabeth Bracken from Tennessee. Haywood Dew, the Elliott brothers, and Moses Hunter were freedmen who were once slaves but were free decades before the Civil War. The ancestry of most of the 9 Illinois families included in this study can be traced back to North Carolina, to the counties of Northampton and Robeson. Most of the families were a mixture of African, European, and perhaps Native American ancestry, and were almost always identified as mulattoes. The oral tradition of some of these families, in particular the Chavises, is that they were of Cherokee ancestry. Again, his words, not mine. All of the families included in the study eventually made their homes in southern Illinois. They were attached to the Illinois by the same factor which brought white pioneers here: inexpensive farmland and forested land bountiful with game. In addition, there was probably a belief that their freedom would be greater protected in the free state of Illinois. They shared in building the Illinois frontier into a country of towns, settlements, and established farms, but their contribution are too often overlooked by historians. Following is an account of 11 families and their lives on the Illinois frontier. All right, so let's go back for a second here. And again, I know I do have some people who watch my channel that, you know, are from the state of Illinois or have people who live in Illinois. So I felt like this was important to do. And as you guys all know, this is, you know, it's a lengthy process because there's a lot of states that we got to get through. So just be patient with me, and, you know, eventually we'll get through it. You know, it may take us years to do so, but we're going to get there. All right, so chapter 1 is going to be Arthur and Patience Holly Allen. All right, so let's get into this. Of course, as always, a lot of reading is going to be involved here. You know, if you, again, want to read this on your own, I will have this in the description of the video. It says Arthur Allen was born in 1784, probably in Northampton County, North Carolina. He is thought to have been born free, but this has not been documented. When he was nearly 30, he married on January 14, 1813, in Northampton County, North Carolina, Patience Holly. They lived for a time in Johnston County, North Carolina, after their marriage, but due to the deteriorating conditions for free American Indians in North Carolina and new opportunities on the western frontier, the Allens packed their possessions in a wagon and traveled west to Illinois in 1828. All right, so the ancestors of Arthur Allen in Illinois. Says one of the earliest black Allens of record was John Allen, who was listed as a Negro in Edward Mifflin's household in Ralph Piggott 1721 tax list of Northampton County, Virginia. Also in that county, from 1724 to 1731, Elizabeth Allen was listed as a mulatto, titleable in William State's household. Sarah Allen was listed in 1725 in Nathaniel Andrus's household. Sarah may be the same person as Sarah Allen, mulatto, who was charged with bastardy in 1730 in Accomack County, Virginia, which borders Northampton County. A connection of these individuals to Arthur Allen of Illinois has not been made. All right, let's keep it moving. It seems likely, however, that Joseph Allen, who was born 1714, was related to Arthur Allen, although no proof has been found. A York County, Virginia court record of November 15, 1735 charges Joseph Allen for not listing his mulatto wife for taxation. Joseph purchased 100 acres on Isle of Wight, County, Virginia, on the south side of the Nottoway River and the east side of Whitewood Swamp on January 21, 1745. This land is now in Southampton County, Virginia, which was created in 1749. Joseph died about 1750 as his estate was settled in the Isle of Wight County on December 5, 1751. The account listed James Allen Thomas Tabor, Judy Allen Tabor, and Mary Allen Booth. Mary Booth signed the account, so it assumed she was the administratrix of the estate and probably the widow of Joseph Allen. Judy Allen, probably the daughter of Joseph, married William Tabor. and is believed to be the ancestor of the Taborns who settled in Saline County, Illinois. All right. Let's keep it moving, relatives. Let's see. Next, we have the father of Arthur Allen of Illinois. Arthur Allen of Illinois was probably the son of John Allen, or Arthur Allen of Northampton County, North Carolina, since his name has never been found recorded as Arthur Allen Jr. It seems more likely that he is the son of John Allen, who was born about 1760. John Allen may be the same person as John Allen, who was apprenticed to John Muirhead of Norfolk County, Virginia, a shoemaker, but ran away on June 10, 1769, as reported in the November 23, 1769 Virginia Gazette. He may also be the same John Allen, a free man of mixed blood, whose wife Betty and daughter Mary were officially freed by the North Carolina General Assembly in 1787. After he purchased them from their former master, John is on the 1790 census of Northampton County, North Carolina, with 9 other free. He died in or before 1799. The year his estate was probated in Northampton County, Arthur Allen, the elder, perhaps John's brother, was appointed administrator of John's estate and made a bond in the sum of $250 on December 3rd, 1799 in Northampton County, North Carolina, with Amos Newsom and Moses Newsom as securities. All 3 men made their mark on the bond, as apparently they were illiterate. All right, keep it moving. And then it says, at the March 1800 court of Northampton County, Cordell Bynum, Giles Suter, Hardwood Boyson, and Haley Brown were appointed to allot and lay off 1 year's support to Mary Allen, widow and relict of John Allen D., and make report to the next court. Mary Allen received a dower in June 1800 of 1 year's provisions paid in specie, and let's see, 17 pounds, 18 shillings, and 4 pence. At the December 1801 court in Northampton County, Thomas Williams, Anthony E. Williams, and William E. Williams were appointed to audit, state, and settle the accounts of Arthur Allen as admin of John Allen, deceased, and report to next court. On paper in the estate file is the account current, which shows where the administrator paid out and received the estate's money. Okay, so in this portion of the history that we're going to be going over, I'm not going to read through this portion of it. It's just telling who got what. So we will jump back right here. As late as 1810, the sheriff of Northampton County was commanded to take from the goods and chattels of John Allen's estate, which Thomas Futrell had recovered in a judgment against John Allen for the cost of the suit and for which John's administrator, Arthur Allen, was liable. The case was begun May 10th, 1810, and witnesses were Jehu Futrell and John Wade. John's widow, Mary Allen, and children, if there were any, may be enumerated on the 1810 census in the household of Elizabeth or Betsy Allen in Northampton County. Betsy was listed as a free person of color, with 5 free persons in her household. She had 1 loom and 200 yards of cotton cloth, according to the 1810 census. There is also an Elizabeth Allen, a free woman of color, on the 1820 census in Northampton County. In her household were 2 females born 1794 to 1806, 1794 and 1806, and 1 male born before 1775. Keep it moving. Arthur Allen, the elder, was born about 1750 and purchased on November 24, 1775, 171 acres in Northampton County from Giles and Sarah Cook of Southampton County for £45. The purchase of the same land by Arthur was also recorded on March 26, 1793, and in June 1793. He and his wife, Amy Allen, sold the land for £77 to Nathaniel Edwards. Next, it says Arthur Allen is on the 1786 state census of Northampton County, North Carolina, in Captain Dupree's district with his family, which consisted of 2 free American Indians aged 12 to 50, and 4 free American Indians under 12 and over 50. He is also on the 1810 census in Northampton County with 10 free persons of color in his household, 1 loom, and 200 yards of cotton cloth. All right. Arthur's first known wife was Amy Allen, but when he died in 1815, his widow was Esther Allen. Green Allen, who was born on February 1st, 1807, married Angela Wade on October 14th, 1829 in Northampton County, North Carolina, and moved to Cass County, Michigan. According to family oral tradition, was a son of Emory Arthur and Esther Williams Allen. Green Allen's family of 5 free persons of color was the only Black Allen's household in Northampton County in 1830. Brothers and sisters of Green Allen are said to have been Jinsey Allen, born January 30th, 1801. Joseph Allen, born January 28th, 1803, in Southampton County, VA, died July 20th, 1891, and married on September 9th, 1824 in Northampton County, North Carolina, Rebecca Tabor, and moved to Columbian and Logan Counties, Ohio, and then to Cass County, Michigan. William Allen, who was born March 25th, 1805, Bennett Allen, born April 20th, 1809, Sarah Allen, born about 1811, Dicey Allen, born about 1813, Frances Fanny Allen, who was born March 15th, 1813 in North Carolina, and married on December 8th, 1829, Felsen Newsom. Emory Allen II, born about 1815, Annie Allen, born about 1817, Clara Allen, born about 1819, Alta Allen, born about 1821, and Lavina Allen, born about 1823. Okay. All right. Other possible children or grandchildren of Arthur Allen or John Allen of Northampton County, North Carolina were Amy Allen, who sued Anthony Wells on June 7th, 1820, and John Chavis on June 6, 1822, for bastardy in Northampton County. Amy Allen is listed as free colored person, born 1775 to 1794, and head of a household on the 1820 census of Northampton County, with 4 males born 1794 to 1806, and 1 female born 1806 to 1820. Then we got Lavina Allen, who was a purchaser at the 1815 estate sale of Arthur Allen. We got John Allen, who married in Northampton County on December 3rd, 1827, to Amy Jenkins. Then we have Wright Allen, who was head of a free household in 1820 in Northampton County. Living in the family was 1 male born before 1775, 1 male born 1794 through 1806, 1 female born 1775 to 1794, and 4 females born 1794 to 1806. All right. And then on June 5th, 1815, William Hawley was appointed administrator of the estate of Arthur Allen in Northampton County, He made a $2,000 bond on the same day with Winburn Odom and Nathaniel Newsom as his securities. All the men signed their names to the bond except Odom, who made his mark at the June term of court. Esther Allen, Arthur's widow, petitioned to have 1 year's provisions set apart for herself and family from Arthur's estate. Zacchaeus Martin, Esquire, Houlihan Grizzard, James Mungers, and John Wood Sr. were appointed by the court to lay off a lot and set apart the provisions for her. On June 16, 1815, they allowed her 15 barrels of corn, 1,050 pounds of pork, and 50 pounds of lard. All right. In taking an inventory of the estate of Arthur Allen, William Hawley discovered $10.77 in cash among his belongings. He also made an inventory of the personal property belonging to the estate of Arthur Allen on June 14, 1815, and filed it with the court in September 1816. Along with the estate sale, Esther Allen filed a suit against Hawley in the county court of pleas and quarter sessions, but the details of her complaint are unknown. She was successful, and the cost of the case, £1 16/3, was ordered to be taken from the goods of Arthur Allen, deceased, in the hands of William Hawley, his administrator, on September 1st, 1815. Hawley's inventory included the following. Okay, again, I'm not going to read this portion of it. Again, you can look through all these things here. All right, so I just want to read the main information here. Okay, let's get back to it. All right. So most of the purchasers at the sale of Arthur Allen in 1815 were free American Indians and can be identified from Paul Henning's book, Free African Americans. Starling Haithcock is probably Sterling Haithcock, who was born about 1792, the son of Reuben Haithcock, and married on November 24th, 1813. Charlotte Newsom, the daughter of Nathaniel Newsom Sterling, requested as a free man and moved to Logan County, Ohio. After 1830, Reuben Haithcock, thought to be the son of John Haithcock, was born about 1768 and married on February 10, 1791 in Southampton County, Virginia. Miriam Artis, thought to be the daughter of Abraham Artis. Newsom Artis was born about 1775, the son of George Artis of Northampton County, and was the head of a free household in 1820 in Northampton County, which included four female slaves. Amos Newsom was born about 1760 and was probably a son of John and Martha Newsom of Southampton County, VA, Virginia. John Wood was probably the son of Thomas Wood and married on January 13, 1807 in Northampton County, North Carolina. Nancy Thomas, the daughter of Spencer Thomas. Henry Cumbo was born about 1796, the son of Canon and Tabitha Newsom Cumbo. Tabitha was the daughter of Moses Newsom. King Wells is thought to be the son of Ann Wells and a brother of Anthony Wells, who was charged with bastardy by Amy Allen in 1820. Okay. Let's see. How many Arthur Allens are there? Okay. So searching for references to a free black man named Arthur Allen in census and county records in North Carolina may not seem like such a difficult task. After all, how many Arthur Allens could there be in a colonial North Carolina? 6 Arthur Allens, white and black, have been identified as residents of North Carolina in the 18th century, and there were probably others. There was also an Arthur Allen living in Isle of Wight County, Virginia, in the mid-1600s. Arthur Allen remained a popular name in the Allen family for generations during the Civil War. There were 4 Arthur Allens who served in the U.S. colored troops in the 8th, 16th, 102nd, and 110th regiments. All right. Arthur Allen of Southampton County, VA. Paul Henning's book, Free African Americans, speculates that John and Arthur Allen, the elder, were brothers, the son of Sarah Allen, who was born about 1733. Sarah was a resident of Southampton County, VA on August 9, 1750, when her son Arthur Allen was bound as an apprentice. It says Southampton County, VA borders Northampton County, North Carolina to the north. The apprenticeship does not mention Arthur's race or age. It is not likely that Arthur Allen, bound in 1750, is the same person as Arthur Allen who died in Northampton County, North Carolina in 1815. In 1691, the Virginia Assembly passed legislation that required illegitimate interracial children to be bound for 30 years. Some speculation exists that Sarah was a white woman who had 2 sons by American Indian slave, but there is no evidence to verify this. Henning researched over 200 free Negro families of colonial Virginia and North Carolina, and reports that almost entirely there were descendants of indentured white women and were not, as it often assumed, the offspring of white masters and female American Indian slaves. Nor, he claims, were the majority of them former slaves who had been set free by their masters. This may indeed apply to Arthur and John Allen, but there is no reliable documentation that they were children of Sarah Allen, a white woman from Southampton County, Virginia. Okay. We'll go a couple more paragraphs and then we'll stop. There is an Arthur Allen on the 1782 tax list of Southampton County, VA, as a white Pole with 4 slaves. He is also on the 1787 tax list in the same county in Hartwell, Cook's district, with 2 slaves above the age of 16 and 3 slaves under 16, 4 horses and 5 cattle. Since there is obviously more than one Arthur Allen living in the region, it seems more likely that the white Arthur Allen living in Southampton County, VA in the 1780s was the one bound by his mother Sarah in 1750 in Southampton County. Arthur Allen of Northampton County, North Carolina, was only an infant in 1750, and it is doubtful he would have been bound as an apprentice at that age. There may, however, be a family relationship to the Allens of Northampton County, North Carolina, and the Allens of Southampton County, Virginia. All right, so let's see. Another Arthur Allen White lived in Edgecombe County, North Carolina on February 17, 1761, when he received a 280-acre land grant on the north side of Saponi Creek, adjoining Benjamin Flowers, the Tar River, Thomas Kersey, John Baker, and William Eason. On October 25th, 1782, he received from the state of North Carolina 700 acres on Saponi Creek, adjoining David Pridgeon, William Eason, Jackson, and Brantley. Arthur lived in Elizabeth Parish, Nash County, North Carolina, when he made his will on December 14, 1784. Witnesses were David Pridgeon, Butler Whitley, and Nancy Baker. He gave his son Thomas Allen 400 acres thereon Thomas lived in a 3-acre orchard. He gave his son Arthur Allen Jr. all the land whereon I live, below the mouth of Fall Branch adjoining Thomas. He gave his daughter Ease, or Easery, Allen 180 acres, bought of John Hardwood on the east side of Marsh Branch. He gave his daughter Rhodea Allen 150 acres adjoining Thomas. He gave his daughter Elizabeth Allen 150 acres adjoining Rhoda. His will also mentions a daughter, Sarah Allen. When the estate was divided in May 1787, all the children from the will were mentioned, as were 2 others, Anne Allen and Honor Joyner. The account current on May 1787 included a bill from Drury Pridgeon for schooling children of Arthur Allen, being Sarah and Betsy. All right, relatives, so this is where we'll stop for now. I'm going to mark this here to let me know where to go back to. But as you can see, again, some of the surnames that we're seeing in here let you know, a lot of the people or our relatives from North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, and all those areas, they come north. And, if any of these surnames are showing up in your genealogy and you live, in Michigan or Illinois or Ohio or wherever, Indiana even, check out these names, to see if anything matches up, all right? And appreciate everyone again for sticking around and listening to the video. Thank you. And we will do this again in a few days. And as always, much appreciated, relatives. Take care.